Okay, so let's talk about something we all go through, the start of a new chapter. It could be a new job, a move to a different city, or maybe just a new way of thinking. Designing what comes next can feel, well, a little overwhelming. So in this explainer, we're going to break down a framework to help you build that next chapter with real intention, confidence, and yeah, resilience.
So let's just start right there. What is next for you? And hey, you don't need some perfect, polished answer right now. Just holding this question in your mind, that's the first step. Think of it as an invitation to yourself to start dreaming and planning for what you really, truly want.
And this is the whole idea right here. You are the architect. I love that. It means you can forget about being a passive passenger just along for the ride. This whole framework is about seeing yourself as the designer, the builder of your life. You're holding the blueprints, and you absolutely have the power to make the changes.
Now, any good architect knows you can't build a strong skyscraper on a shaky foundation, right? So before we can start building forward, our first move is actually to look back. And this isn't about getting stuck in the past. Not at all. It's about learning from it so we can build something even better.
The key here is asking yourself the right questions, like what's actually ending? Let's put a name to it. What are you carrying around? A belief, a habit that just doesn't fit who you're becoming? This is all about taking inventory, deciding what you're going to pack for the journey ahead and what you're going to purposefully leave behind.
And this is just the perfect mindset for that reflection. It's so simple, but it's incredibly powerful. You're not trying to erase the past. You're honoring it for everything it taught you. And when you do that, you create all this space to fully and openly welcome whatever is coming next.
All right, so we've cleared the ground. Now it's time to gather our tools and materials. And for building any new chapter of your life, the two most essential tools you have are confidence and resilience. The trick is to stop thinking of them as just feelings and start seeing them as practical skills you can actually build and get better at.
And what's so interesting here is the difference between the two. See, confidence kind of looks backward for proof. It's built on the hard evidence of your past wins, your strengths, the things you know you're good at. Resilience, on the other hand, is all about looking forward. It's your ability to handle a curveball, to adapt when things go wrong, and to just keep going. You absolutely need both.
So, how do you stock up on confidence? Simple. You mine your own history for evidence. Seriously, think about it for a second. What are you genuinely proud of? What wins, and they can be big or small, remind you that you are capable? That win could be a major career achievement, or it could be as simple as finally perfecting that recipe you love. The size doesn't matter. The proof of your power does.
Okay, we have reflected. We've gathered our tools. Now, it's time to actually draft the blueprint. A beautiful vision is a fantastic start, but let's be honest, without a concrete plan, it's just a daydream. This is where the rubber meets the road.
And look, the process can really be this simple. First, define your vision, but really focus on the feeling. Not just, I want a new job, but I want to feel creative and valued at work. Then, second, turn that feeling into one bold, specific goal for the next 30 days. Just one. And third, map out your support system. Who are your cheerleaders? What's going to help keep you on track?
Now, holding all of this together is this really important idea called internal authority. Basically, it just means that at every step of this journey, you're learning to tune out all the external noise, all the shoulds and expectations from everyone else, and you're tuning in to your own values and your own gut feelings. You are the ultimate guide for your life. Your values are your true north.
And that brings us to the final and I think most powerful phase. You've reflected, you've gathered your tools, you've drawn up the plans, and now it's time to declare it. This is that moment where you metaphorically sign the blueprints and officially break ground on your next chapter. It's a real commitment.
And it all starts with this simple but really potent phrase, I am stepping into. How would you finish that sentence right now? More joy? A new career? A season of deep rest? Whatever it is for you, just saying it out loud or writing it down gives it so much energy.
And remember, this is so much more than just words. A declaration is an act of creation. When you state your intention with that kind of clarity and conviction, you literally start to build a new reality. You're telling yourself and you're telling the universe exactly what you're becoming.
So let's end the process with this final grounding thought. Because let's be real, beginning again can feel kind of scary, right? It takes vulnerability. But this statement, this reinforces the most important foundation of all, trusting yourself. You've navigated challenges before. You can absolutely trust yourself to do it again.
So as we wrap up, I'll leave you with this last question to think about. If your next chapter were a book, what would be the very first word on page 1? Would it be courage, peace, maybe adventure? Or just yes? Think about it. That one single word might just be your very first step.